This is the thing. Who you choose to hang around with, who you choose to have in your posse is exactly who you become. Choose your posse wisely. I'm here to tell you that putting yourself first is not selfish, it's revolutionary. Welcome to the Woman Warrior Podcast, empowering women to light their lives on fire through Ayurveda, yoga, spirituality, and fitness.
Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Satyavani, and I'm here along with my partner, Prajna, and we want to welcome you to the Trainerize app, our branded app. This app has two beautiful functions that we want to share with you to get your health moving in a woman warrior direction.
So the first component is the fitness workout side, which is fabulous. With this app, trainers can give you a personalized experience based on your fitness goals, our dosha assessment, and fitness level. The app has phenomenal access to videos for each exercise so that there is very little confusion. There's also messaging capabilities so that trainers can continually keep in contact with you as you move further into your fitness journey.
The second component is the nutrition piece, because you cannot out-train a bad diet. After the initial assessment is taken, trainers can align your doshic diet to your specific exercise regimen, which means that eating more of what you need and less of what you don't. The recipes are then posted in the app where you can choose meals based on time, ingredients, and taste. And you can always refresh the menu if needed because you prefer something different.
So with these two components, along with our Ayurvedic assessment, we'll give you a unique and individualized experience that you most likely cannot find anywhere else.
I would agree with that. Mm-hmm. By using our personalized app, you'll gain knowledge of what your body needs and be on the road to becoming your best and brightest self. Welcome to our app. Jai Bhagwan, Women Warriors, and welcome to the Woman Warrior Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Satyavani, and everybody's favorite co-host,
Prajna Madhavi. Hello.
In the podcast world, you are the favorite co-host out of everybody.
So nice. Thanks, everybody.
That award goes to you.
Yeah.
So very excited. Mm-hmm. So we are so excited to have all of you here with us again. Hopefully you enjoyed our last podcast about sex and intimacy. Mm-hmm. It seems to have taken off with some funny clips that we had as a result of that podcast. So, but today we are, I think, pretty much finishing our spirituality kosha.
Yeah.
Okay. We are at the end of October, everybody. Happy Halloween for those of you that celebrate. I'm excited. It's my favorite holiday. And this means that we are finishing our Anandamaya kosha for the year. We're wrapping up the koshas for the year. And I think this is kind of one that is going to circulate back with everything it is that we have discussed to date this year. And then our end of season will be some funny things that we're going to do on the podcast to lighten up the end of 2025. I got to be honest, I can't even believe that the end of the year is already here. It seems like August lags for a long time, and then September is a little bit like, with, people going back to school and, finishing vacations and all of that. And then once September's over, it's like, boom, to the end of the year. It's the weirdest thing. So,
and then January through March is like 2 years.
It's like 2 years. Yeah. January to March. Yeah. Especially.
Is it April yet?
I know. I was actually sad because I am enjoying that it's getting darker sooner because it's forcing me to have dinner earlier or supper and go to bed earlier. So I'm getting better sleep as a result of that because, as you know, around here in the summertime, it's rough when the sun is still like ping at 10 o'clock at night. So
it's still hot.
Yeah. And it's still hot and gross. But I miss the warmer weather.
Oh, yes.
As well. So that's kind of hard. But anyway, folks, the topic for today is spirituality, longevity, and purpose. And we're going to do this through the lens of the koshas, kind of wrapping all of them around, and hopefully you will enjoy that. So, but we have announcements.
Dun, dun, dun. All right. So thank you to all of the hybrid campers that showed up this last Sunday. Really good time this last Sunday, and we've gotten a lot of good feedback, and people are excited for the next hybrid camp. So that will be coming starting in January. So if anyone out there would like to join us for hybrid camp, it's going to be a little bit different spin. We'll be doing a little bit different focus, but it's still going to be challenging.
It's a good time.
Gabe, it's going to be more than 15 minutes. So
Yeah, Gabe.
nice little shout out there. So hybrid camp really ended up with a bang. It was a lot of fun. And gave people a good taste as to what hybrid racing is like. I think a little bit more because we really focused on a lot of strength stuff and just, pace yourself. But that last week was like, no, you have to do it as fast as you can.
Yes. By the way.
So it was a little different.
Yes.
People were like, what? I got to do what weight?
Yeah.
As many times as they can? Yeah.
People were dying on sleds.
Oh, yeah, the sled.
Sled torches everybody. And for the record, for those hybrid athletes that are out there that know all of this, we did not, though, do ski erg, rowing machine, or assault bike this round. So we had other things that they did, but so sleds were the executioners.
Yeah. Yeah, they'll learn what other executioners there are later on. Assault bike. And then I'm going to save the next one for last. So then we also have swag sales.
Yes.
So we have our sweatshirts here. So this is the short sweatshirt. So it comes down a little bit shorter for those of you who like a little bit more of a crop. We also have a long style in the sweatshirt with the same Woman Warrior Academy.
And a front pocket.
Yep.
And still a hood. Still a hood.
And then we have beanies for sale that have Shakti Pimp on them. We have one that is in white lettering and one that's in pink lettering.
Yes.
So we have that. So those are on sale for, I believe it's 70, 60, and 25.
Correct.
So 70 for the long sweatshirts, 60 for the short, and then 25 for the beanies. So
Christmas gifts.
Yep.
Or holiday gifts.
Contact us. Okay. That also reminds us we have gift certificates as well.
We
available.
do.
So anybody who wants to gift the best gift of health to someone else and personal training, find us and let us know because that is definitely something that we have as well. We are also focusing on bringing back the Ayurvedic Woman program.
Yay.
We've had some.
You're so happy about that.
Yeah,
I know.
am.
Why? I'm very curious.
Because I'm missing the spiritual piece. And you've taught this many more times than I have. And so
True. That's true.
I need to keep re-immersing myself in the practices, in the lineage, and in the teachings. Much more. I'm missing that because
I do too.
Yeah, because if you don't, the best way you learn something is to teach it. So, teaching it, I really miss people diving into that information and me being able to be a part of that. So
it really is an incredible experience.
So we're going to start that back up hopefully in March is what we're looking at when we get back from Costa Rica.
Yay!
So Costa Rica, February 27th to March 8th, 2026. We have a few spots left, and we would love for you to come with us. So if you like some of the things that you hear today, and you like the things that we talk about on this podcast and want to know more, come to our retreat in a beautiful spot.
And there's actually nothing better than being in physical proximity. Like, we can't interact with you on a podcast because we're giving you information and you're listening. But when you actually get to be in the space with us and with other people, specifically other women, there is this energy, and a lot of what you would learn and incorporate as part of a healthy lifestyle from this Vedic, Ayurvedic specifically perspective. You can't, it's priceless to be in the space in physical proximity. We get to, feel one another's energy. We get to really immerse ourselves in the teachings, and also just, like you said, to be in an amazing environment. So there's a lot to be said about removing yourself from your day-to-day life for only 9 days and retreating and just being able to focus on you and yourself and the people that are around you and absorbing all of that amazing energy. So,
So
agreed.
Join us and contact us if you're interested.
Yes. And the best way to find us is on our website at www.thewomanwarrioracademy.com. You can also drop comments on our socials, which are Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, and also comments here in the podcast universe, YouTube as well.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. That's what I've got.
All
for
right.
announcements.
Wellness check-in.
Wellness check-in.
All right, let's you go first.
Okay.
You go first. Let's see where things are on the Koshik level.
All right. I would like to thank August for the new program that I'm now following.
Look at your face.
That has drop sets and 5-second negatives. I appreciate you so much.
See, August. I'm spreading the love.
Yes, you are. My arms were huge today because
Huge.
I did chest and triceps.
Love it.
And yeah, it just is a different, we're building for power and endurance for this, the Worlds in December. And this definitely does it.
Yes.
Creates.
I've always said, August, I want you to know this. I have always said that you know how to build a body. And August has been my trainer for 8 years now. And the best, the best. I will never go to somebody else until I die, or if I move to Mexico. So, and then I'll call you.
Yep. So my body is consistently fairly sore. Yeah.
Okay.
In different places
Yeah.
that I'm used to.
What is the sorest spot right now?
The walking lunges is something I would never do on my own.
I hate them.
I would never do them on
Yes.
my own.
Yes.
And
And
walking lunges, no.
No.
I'll do reverse lunges. I'll do pulsing lunges. I'm not doing walking lunges, and now I'm doing walking, and I feel a difference.
Yeah.
Like that really is a movement that I don't do enough of.
You do not have to
there's-
say anything
There's
more.
muscles in my glutes. I'm like, those have not been used for a little bit.
My ass hurts so much and has for like 2 weeks. It's so bad now. Like my sidebar, don't mean to interject, but my ass is so sore right now that
How sore is it?
I have to slightly recline my car seat back. So I feel like I'm like low riding a little bit because I have to maneuver, and I actually,
ass cramp.
and I have to stick a tennis ball underneath my butt while I'm driving because it hurts so bad.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice.
Yes.
See, you guys you could be like this. You could feel this way every day.
Every day.
Train with us. We'll just pass that along right into your training program. Yeah. Energetic. I've been doing some reflecting the last couple of days, and I didn't realize that there's the beaver moon that's coming up November 5th.
I'm not touching that. Oh God, that was even worse. I'm staying away from the beeve moon.
The beeve moon. And I'm just noticing a little bit extra anxiety, the energy that comes up, and it doesn't necessarily matter what is happening in my life. Just it's a little more sensitive and draws a little bit more anxiety. And I'm like, okay, I think there might be some sort of connection there.
Okay.
So yeah, the energy, I'm not sleeping as well because I just have some, anxiousness and that kind of energy that's kind of annoying. My mental emotional state, again, kind of fluctuating between anxiety, anxiousness, a little irritation.
Okay.
Like, okay, I just need to take a step back and reflect. Why are you feeling this way? What really is it about? And so I've had to do that a little bit more.
Sure. It's also the season.
I know.
This part of the year is, darker, drier, colder, more wind. There's been a lot of wind around here lately. So that stirs.
And I have the humidifier in my house,
Which is that was a smart move.
helping. My furnace is blowing right on it, so I'm like, just blow that humidity around, or it blows it out. I don't really know, but
We're going with it.
yeah, we're going with it. But yeah, trying to avoid that huge dryness that I always get this time of year. And then intuition. Just really trying to tap more into that. I think some of the thinking about the full moon and the, realizing that all kind of plays a role in how I'm feeling
It does.
is an intuitional step like that intuition of like, okay, listen to that, know that that's maybe a pattern or that's something that's coming up for you. Don't necessarily attach to it, just reflect on it. And then the spirituality, trying to pull my oracle cards. But again, that's why I'm really excited for AWP.
Yeah.
Because it's
A structure.
And this is really a good time of year it's getting darker earlier. It's a good time to just get into bed and read something soothing.
Yes.
So that's definitely, something that's going to come up for me.
I love it.
I just got to find the book to read.
I think I found the book for you, but I'll be straight up. It's going to be a Christmas gift.
Okay.
I found something that I'm definitely getting, and I'm like, oh, I think Prajna would like this too. I might even get it from Michael.
Nice.
So there's a book that I found that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, now that doesn't mean that you have to wait, 2 months for the Christmas gift, but yeah. Anyway.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm struggling with that too. I am. I'm struggling with I cannot find something that I can sink my teeth into for reading.
Wow.
And maybe I'm not searching hard enough. I don't know.
I've had this discussion. Like, do I really read another self-help book? I'm over it. Like, that's just not.
Well, especially because a lot of them are just iterations on the same stuff.
There.
And it's hard, like at the expense of sounding arrogant, it's hard when you actually read like real scriptures, real like ancient texts. And I love, there are some authors out there like, Bruce Lee's daughter who did, Be Water, My Friend. I thought she did a great job of, making those ancient teachings very approachable, which I really enjoyed. But I'll be straight up, that's like the last really good quality book that I have read.
Yeah.
In a very long time. And then there are times when I look at my bookshelf and I'm like, oh, maybe I'll reread that. And then I start reading it. I'm like, right? Mm-hmm. I don't want to reread this again. And then I start thinking like, maybe I should donate this book. There's probably at least 2 shelves worth of books that I've held on to in my home office that I'm like, maybe this is time to let it go.
And that's why I feel like that's probably why people do book clubs, because when you actually have that book and you're creating discussion around the book, it's so much more entertaining.
It is.
You get so much more out of it than just reading it yourself.
Agreed.
I don't know.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yep. How about you?
Good, I think. I think so.
Riding around with your tennis ball?
A tennis ball underneath my hamstring and my butt in the car. It's lovely. But the thing that I noticed physically when we started going back into doing erg work, because for the record, the deck of worlds that wasn't on the radar for the training plan, because usually after Spartan season, it's like, okay, I get to eat and build, and that's going to go on for 2 or 3 months. And then when we got notification that we had qualified, it was like, okay, plan gets switched. And I noticed the other day that when I started getting back into doing the erg work, and I actually said this to our massage therapist yesterday, Jessie Kohea, that I got to sink more into the cardiovascular conditioning. Not that like I couldn't handle it for the race, but when we were doing like the assault bike, and then I don't feel it so much on the ski, but I do feel it mostly on the assault bike, and
I feel everything the most on the assault.
I feel everything.
Everything.
Yes,
my legs hurt, my lungs hurt.
Right, and why do the calories not go fast enough?
It stops time.
It's terrible. Like, if first I'm like, okay, the first 2 calories go down. I'm like, great, I only have 10 and a half to go, and then I'm like, why is this not moving?
Am I pedaling slower?
I know.
Oh, yes, I am.
But I felt this bloating, and what that indicates to me is that I'm carrying too much.
So you want to feel lighter?
I want to feel lighter and more efficient.
Yeah.
So and that's just a body fat issue, So it's it's back to shaving that down, which is fine. I can do that. I was like, oh, sad face. So I'm gonna get through Halloween.
I just don't eat for a couple days. I'll be good.
fuck you, man. This is a suffering moment for me, and you're pouring salt into it. But it's going to become, it's going to become 4 weeks of cutting before the race, and that'll be okay.
Yep.
So physically, we're good, and I would say energetically, I'm feeling very good because I'm sleeping very well. Sleep, for the record, is a underrated
Hugely.
resource.
Yeah.
Gals, you have to get good rest. If you are not getting good rest, that is the problem you need to solve. So much happens when you get really good rest. Your body recovers, your digestion is better, brain fog lifts, all of that. So one of the things that is super important, and from a consciousness model, which we will talk about today, is getting good rest. And I don't mean good rest via Ativan or some form of trazodone or sleeping pill or something like that. I'm talking about deep, very natural rest.
Deal with the controllable stuff first, at least.
Yes.
Please.
Yes. And look at those things. Look at, is it too much caffeine? Is it too much sugar?
Am I eating too soon before I go to sleep? What's the temperature in my bedroom? Is it dark? Am I watching TV right before I go to bed? Am I looking at my phone right before I go to bed?
All of those things matter. And what I have noticed with this season is my rest is significantly better because Michael and I are doing the early bird special. We're having dinner at 4:30, 5 o'clock.
For a cruise.
Oh,
Someone was like, which cruise line are you on? I'm like, Princess. She's like, oh, that's the old person cruise. I'm like, then they have our hours.
And there we are. First of all, it is not the old person cruise. It's actually, remember the show The Love Boat?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it's.
Us? It's great.
I am fine with it.
Like no party cruise for me.
Nope.
Like if they eat at 4 and go to bed by 8, great.
And that's what I have been doing. Yeah. So energetically, I feel so rested. So when the clock, when the alarm clock goes off at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm okay. I'm like, at first I'm like, but it's great. And then as a result, mentally, emotionally, I'm very clear, like brain fog lifted, like when you're just tired and your sleeping patterns suck. And I know, I'm sorry.
Right now.
Right now. I know. You've had a long day. So,
that's right.
So mentally, emotionally, very clear, very locked in on what it is that we're doing. And I'm very excited about that. Yeah. And then
doing way better than a lot of people in this world.
So. Goodness.
I can't imagine having kids. Oh, yeah. They get no sleep.
For those of you that have children.
Walking zombies. For the first
bow to you.
6 months.
Oh yeah. I have a couple of clients who've got little ones and they haven't slept in 2 years.
Yeah.
That's rough. Mm-hmm. So I bow to you for that.
Yeah.
Intuitively, I feel like making all of the moves that are very much based on intuition and things are wrapping around. So it's very exciting.
And that's one thing I'll say on my intuition too, is I'm doing much better with just saying the universe has my back.
It does.
It's going to be fine.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
Fine, Phil. It's going to be fine, Stu.
It's going to be fine. It is. Everything is actually fine. And it's just amazing to see how things just wrap themselves around. We live in a society that wants and believes that everything can happen instantaneously, and that is not how it works. Gals, it doesn't work that way. It is always the long game. I've had clients over the past couple of weeks who are like, I'm not particularly happy with, the fact that I, didn't lose X number of weight in these 3 months or whatever. And it's that's when, because you build a relationship, you start to say hon, this is years. Mm-hmm. Everything requires time, everything. And just let it be patient. It's not necessarily our strong suit. I will say it hasn't always been my strong suit in the past. Yeah. It's getting to be though, which intuitively feels fantastic, which allows me to really know and feel connected, on a spiritual plane that everything is happening exactly how it's supposed to. There is divine timing. I am not worried about it. And I'm not worrying. And it's fantastic. So.
Yeah, when that starts to creep in, and, I know you've told me this before, but just thinking about it too is just keep moving forward.
That's it.
Because you're not doing anything by just standing still.
No.
Nothing's going to happen. Mm-mm. And I think that's with weight loss and with these women too. It's well, what are your options?
Yes.
Just going to stop and go back to where you were? Or are you
It's
just gonna
funny
keep
you should
moving
say
forward?
that. It's so funny you should say that because I actually said that to a client the other day. I said, what's your option? Quit? And she gave me a face like, you suck. And I'm like, that's cool. I'm glad I suck, but are you going to quit? Yeah. And then, it wrapped around and she's fine and all that good stuff. But that's the thing when we feel like we deserve something instantaneously and we don't have the patience to wait, all you have to do is just make small steps in between. I was actually thinking about that today as we were rolling up to the podcast studio. I was like, all I have to do is just keep doing this. All we have to do is just keep doing this. And now it's like 5 years deep.
Yeah.
And like, just keep doing it. So it's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Things are awesome. So,
Okay.
all right.
Spirituality, purpose, and longevity. So this first part was brought to us by
Our friends at
Mind Pump.
Mind Pump. Love these guys. So we listen to the Mind Pump podcast. Actually, Prajna is the one who got me into it.
Yeah.
And it's got great stuff. I think they record every day.
I think they do. They
think-
record a lot.
Yeah. So group of guys who have been in the personal training and fitness industry for multiple decades. And they have a lot of knowledge and a lot of experience. And so I think they kind of coin themselves as gym bros, but and they've had the experience in all different types of ways as athletes, as bodybuilders, as not that bodybuilders aren't athletes, but
Managers of gyms.
Exactly. Traditional
trainers
sports.
in gyms.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so we love to listen to their stuff. So this podcast highly supports Mind Pump as another podcast. And they're incredibly popular. So highly recommend them. But they did this podcast, I guess it's like maybe 2-3 weeks ago, about longevity and what they call it health span, which I really like. And they talked about 8 steps to live to 100. And so Mind Pump guys, we're not copying you. We're just trying to spread the word here and sync this in with the Vedic sciences on how this wraps around with your purpose and longevity and your spiritual plane. So I'm not going to go into all of the details of what it is that they spoke about. So if you want to listen to their podcast, highly recommend it. And it is the 8 steps to live to 100. Easy to find. And so the 8 steps that they said was, the first one was eating nutrient-dense whole foods. Could not agree more. The second was maintaining a healthy body weight and understanding what that is for you. The third was exercising regularly with moderate intensity, because they did say that if there is constant high intensity all the time, that actually takes away from your lifespan. And in Ayurveda, we talk about that all the time. We talk about that as a pitta burnout.
Yeah. The biological lifespan versus,
Yes.
how do you utilize that time? If
Absolutely.
you're constantly fast, intense.
Yep. Linear versus biological.
Yep. You're using that time up faster.
100%. And then the fourth was prioritizing sleep. Huge advocate for that. Huge advocate for
That's a big.
prioritizing sleep. Yes. And number 5 was managing your stress through gaining purpose, through having a purpose. And our whole year last year, our podcast was all about living a life of purpose. And we had various guests on that talked about what their purpose was. And as we bring back the Ayurvedic Woman program in the spring, the whole question is, who am I? And that leads into, what is your purpose? So that is something that you can join us for. So I appreciated number 5, managing stress by gaining purpose. Number 6 was fostering strong social connections. And I really appreciated that because I see a lot of clients and also family members that as they get older, they have less people in their lives, and how that really does atrophy their health.
Yeah.
So having strong social connections, I think, is really important. And gals, I know a lot of times we are very dedicated for several decades to our partners and children and all of that, but have your gal pals, have your male pals, have your pals, and
I have the opposite problem.
have your
got all gal pals right now.
have all your pals and your pet pals, but have those social connections, because at some point in time, I mean, we hear this from clients all the time. People become empty nesters and they're like, oh my God, I don't have anybody in my circle anymore. So it's really important to cultivate relationships. And they talked about that, you know, doing that, you know, via social groups or, you know, spiritual connections, whether, you know, people met at church or whatever the case is. And then number 7, no drugs or alcohol. And I know that's a taboo for a lot of folks. And then number 8 was always be in the space of learning, being open to learning. So that's why I want to find a book that we can read, because I want to get back into that space rather than just having social media pumping its agenda at me all the time, which, you know, I can turn off. Yes. So those were the 8. What are your thoughts about all of that with longevity and spirituality and purpose? Those 8. Is there any one there that kind of stands out to you?
Oh, right now the sleep one stands out to me quite a bit, just because I think that is where you get so much of your rest and recovery. I listened to another podcast where, now I can't remember the guy's name, but he was talking about, he was asked, it's the Rich Roll podcast, he was asked, what is fitness to you? And he just said, he actually tied it into thinking about, I guess, Darwin's survival of the fittest. Like, it's not necessarily about who has the best VO2 max. It's
because, you know, they tracked that back in the day.
Yeah. I mean, that's what a lot of people kind of see, though. Like, what's my VO2 max? How many miles can I, you know, run? Can I do a 250-mile race? Like, okay. It's like, can you do, and I always like to think of fitness as like, can you do whatever it is that you want to do in your life?
I love that.
Do you have that capability? And all of those things on that list are going to help you be able to do that. You know, going out for walks, being able to do a Spartan, like being able to do whatever it is that you want to do without really having to do a ton of prep to get ready for it. Like, okay, I could do this to some extent, just on the fly if I wanted to. And, you know, what's going to help you motivate to do those things is community, are the other people in your life that, you know, give you that push out the door. You know, we're doing Worlds in Fort Lauderdale. You coming? Yeah.
We doing it.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, and I think, I forgot who, it might have been August or I don't remember it, but somebody said to me about 6 months ago that as a, back in the day, during our generation, Gen X, you know, you as a young person, even in your 20s, should be able to get off the couch and easily run a 5K and not die. We're not saying that you have to, you know, PR, that you have to do a, you know, sub 7 mile or anything along those lines, but you should be able to do that. And that really puts a lot of things in perspective. And I actually think that that is a very spiritual, holistic point. You know, how are we preserving our longevity through purposeful living so that we can maintain our health and have as long of a health span as we possibly can, and be with the people it is that we love and serve our communities and all of that. So I just thought that was really an interesting thing.
And that's really, I think, also where the community comes in. If you don't have community, if you don't have those people around you, like you said, you tend to have a very negative outlook on life.
Oh, yes.
As we were just talking to someone in BNI this morning, like about their father, like he's negative. A lot of his friends have died. And I'm just like, oh, that's, you know, you want to be able to cultivate as many people as you can in your life, younger, older, same age. And that takes getting out in the community. And, you know, back in the day, again, families were the community.
Yes.
Today, families are a lot smaller. They're a lot more spread out. So you have to find new ways to create that community.
And we've also, like we talked about on our last podcast, we've also isolated so much, where we just pull in and, you know, people pull into their garages and they don't say hello to their neighbors anymore. And people don't go, That's one of the things I love about the neighborhood that Michael and I live in is that there are children who are across the street and they play in the street and they're doing things and they're outside and active. And that just brings such joy to my heart.
And now we have the lovely AI movement of,
I can't.
I
can't.
A spouse being asked, I would like an open relationship. I would like to bring our robot in. Our robot wants to be a part of our relationship. And I'm like, oh my goodness.
Oh God.
That is scary.
This is Matrix 2.0.
Yes, it is.
So all of that to say, these 8 steps to living to 100, that spawned for us going back into Ayurveda and the Vedic sciences and talking about what we call the consciousness model. And the consciousness model and how that has a relationship to the 5 layers of the self. So very briefly, just so that we can set this up before we start talking about all of the different elements to it. The consciousness model is understanding that we are more than this physical body. We are physical manifestations of the divine. So every single individual who is walking around the planet, regardless of what your belief system is both divine and physical. We just get to play out our divinity, or not, through our physical bodies in this lifetime. And you get one shot at this particular lifetime. You may have more, don't know, and you probably came into this lifetime with a past as well. But the whole point is that when we look at ourselves as divine and energetic beings, we start to take a different level of responsibility for ourselves and how we interact, how we treat our bodies, how we treat the energy it is that we give and receive, how it is that we balance our mental, emotional selves, how we cultivate our intuition, and reconnecting back into that divinity. So I just wanted to put that out there for this.
All right.
So we have these 9 things.
9 things.
9 things. And Praj is going to read them off and we will converse about them.
Yep. So the first one is humans are essentially beings that transform energy and information. And this goes to the second kosha, which is we have that energetic body. And I think about in my teaching experience, how that's why I think I stayed by myself a lot of the time. It's when you're teaching in a very large high school, you're taking on and bumping into lots of different types of energy.
Agreed.
And that's why I was so exhausted by the end of the day.
Yes.
And really didn't want to be around anyone by the end of the day.
Rightfully so.
Yeah. Because when you're putting that many different energies, inexperienced energies and negative energies and overexerted energies into one building, and they're bumping up, into you all the time. Their auras are in your space. Managing that and being able to move away from that and being able to deal with that was pretty big. And now I have that in a very different way. Mm-hmm. I get an energetic exchange with one person at a time instead of 36 or 2,400
Agreed.
at a time.
Yes.
I mean, our high school is like a small city. So, so essentially beings, I think of us as really a battery.
Yes.
That we are, energy, and we give and take and exchange energy and information.
I love that. The thing I like about this point number 1 that the consciousness model talks about of us being beings that transform energy and information is I don't think people really understand that. And they don't necessarily understand the intensity of how much we are transforming energy and information in nanoseconds every single day. And the impact that will inevitably have on our physical, mental, emotional selves specifically, and our energetic selves. And as things become more rapid in society, information coming at us in all different directions in 12 seconds or less, et cetera. And it's one hit after another, after another, after another. If we don't have strong physical bodies, strong energetic practices, strong spiritual practices, we are going to crumble. So when we talk to clients or family members or friends or students that we have that say like, oh, I'm just always fatigued at the end of the day. How long is your day? What is it that you're doing? What is the container in that day? How many people are you coming into interaction with? And how are you managing that transformation of energy and information? Especially, I would say, parents. They become a lot of ways energetic and emotional dumping grounds. And so, of course, you're going to be fatigued.
On wheels.
On wheels. Right. And then like
an Uber.
Exactly. Like my brother will always say, he's like, I am an Uber driver, and
take me to my event. Let me dump on you for the next 15 minutes.
And we don't see how much of a toll that takes on us. So number one, humans are essentially beings that transform energy and information. How are you managing that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Number two, this energy and information comes from an underlying field of energy intelligence called the unified field. I'm just going to stop it there because unified field can be a lot of things.
Yes. Yes. So the consciousness model saying the unified field, it's open. If you want to identify the unified field as something more scientific for you because you don't have a traditionally religious or spiritual background, that's open to you. If you want to identify it as God, if you want to identify it as the universe or the divine, there's no specific religious, spiritual, or even secular orientation to this. But the reality is that all of this energy and information that comes to us comes from some form of an underlying field of energy intelligence that is actually greater than us. So we are transforming it every single day as we interact, but it also comes from a source point. So, yep.
And for a lot of people, it's just easier to put a face to it.
Yes.
Or put something to it. Number three, the brain is able to operate on this quantum level known as the unified field.
So our brain automatically syncs up to the connection with the divine, however it is that you identify that. And one of the things that we talk about in Ayurveda, I know we've said on this podcast before, the reason why, and this whole consciousness model is setting this up. It's setting us up in a positive way for understanding where dis-ease comes from. So the brain, we give in Western allopathic medicine and in Western science, we put a lot of responsibility on the brain. In the consciousness model, the brain is actually secondary to this divine energy that exists inside of all of us. The brain is the mechanism by which this energy that comes from the divinity within is able to process. The brain is the processing mechanism. And it has the ability to do that. The interesting thing is that is your brain taking in information that is disease causing or balancing? That's the difference.
Okay. Number four, different vibrations of this underlying field are responsible for the various levels of reality: physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, the koshas, okay, including this energetic.
Yep. So they're all different types of energy that are coming at us. And each of these in this underlying field are responsible for the different levels of ourself. So that's why we always do our wellness check-ins from this level, because the physical informs the energetic informs the physical, the mental emotional informs the physical will inform the mental emotional. All of them are connected. And what I always find fascinating specifically is that the vibrations of the intuitive self and the spiritual self often get detached because we are so focused on how we're feeling physically energetically and mentally, emotionally. And so a lot of times what we don't understand and what the consciousness model delivers to us is that if we actually take a breath and tap in intuitively and make connection with this underlying source of energy, this divinity, all of the answers will come and everything else will fall back into place. Your mental emotional state will fall back into place, your energetic state will fall back into place, and your physical state will fall back into place. So we know that all of these vibrations are different, and one is not better than the other, but they all inform one another.
So then that moves us to 5. Health is experienced when the connection with this underlying field of intelligence and energy is whole.
Go for it.
Well, so now we get into we talk a lot about how people are living disembodied.
Yes.
Or they have a disconnect from source. This is basically what we mean. When people have dis-ease in their bodies, that means that they have lost this connection with the underlying field of the intelligence and the energy. And the mind is usually what, again, like you said, whether it be a negative influence or a positive influence, the mind is the one that can really sway us. That's why they say that you can think yourself well and you can think yourself sick.
Yes, you can.
Yeah. So health really is experienced when you tap in to that underlying field and really focus on having that connection to the divine.
What is really stands out to me with this number 5 from the consciousness model is we have been led to believe that there is something outside of us that is causing this dis-ease or illness or sickness, however we want to define that. Actually, all of our health and dis-ease starts within. So we experience disease if there is negative energetic that is coming from inside of us. And we're the ones that can actually cultivate that. So let me back up for a second. What we take in energetically to us is either going to make or break us. So if we're constantly surrounding ourselves with negative experiences, heavy music, processed food, et cetera, that is all of that has an energy, even down to we understand that food has energy and translates inside of our body, but our experiences do as well. And we will experience disease or wellness depending on what that is. That's why there's so much data that's out there about how people who live in community as they get older live longer because of that positive energetic vibration that they're around all the time.
Just thinking of the plant study where they put plants in a school and had kids walk by and say mean things to the plant.
Yes.
And over time it died.
Yes.
And I'm like, how do people not see that that is a living thing that you're giving negative energy to and it's dying? So how do you not see that the same thing can happen to you?
It does. Yes, it does. So we actually have the ability to create our own health and wealth from within. This is not something that is happening to you. This is something that you are cultivating or not. So when we talk about taking responsibility for your health, that's what we mean. We've had clients in the past who are just involved in a constant negative spiral of incidences. Is it really coincidence that you continue to attract that? You're going to magnetically, energetically connect ease or dis-ease, wholeness or disconnect based on your actions and the type of energy it is that you surround yourself with.
Yeah. Number 6, the body has centers for transformation of energy intelligence, known in the common parlance as the chakras. Chakras are large marma points, and the thousands of smaller marma points on the body are known as nadis.
So without going deep into
there's a lot
chakras
there.
and nadis, they are energetic points that are inside of the body. And so there is this manufacturing plant inside of us that is constantly dealing with the either positive,
Like
healthy,
central hubs.
yeah,
Yeah.
positive or healthy energy that's coming from us to us, or the negative. So we have these little, the word chakra means wheel. We have these little spinning vortices that are inside of us. And a lot of people know about the 7 main ones, but there's actually 72,000 different energetic points that include nadis that are constantly churning this energy all the time. So when we talk about the universe has your back, the divine has your back, it really does, because it actually physically exists inside of you in all of these ways. And if there is a lot of negative energy that is coming, it's going to produce disease. And the manufacturing plant is just going to keep trying to clear it out, balance it, clear it out, and balance it. But we also have to participate.
Yeah. I still remember that day when I was drawing nadis on the board to my psych students.
Oh, what would they say?
Some of them are just kind of looking like, what are you talking about? Right.
Well, this is the thing also, is that if you look at the caduceus, which is the emblem for the American Medical Association, the chakras are along that with the 2 kundalini snakes. So when people are like, we only believe in Western allopathic medicine. Well, where the fuck do you think this came from?
It believed in Eastern before that.
Where do you think this came from? So, yeah.
Oh, don't get me started. Okay. Oh, number 7. Sleep is significant because it allows the nervous system to contact the higher vibratory rates of consciousness to replenish and rejuvenate. It allows for the transformation of higher energies into physical, emotional, and mental energy on an individual level. We receive our God energy or unified field energy during this period. What do you know? Sleep is important.
Sleep is so important.
Cleaning up your brain. It's helping your energy, helping your nervous system.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it is the time where the brain gets a rest. And the brain cannot hijack anything. And the deeper our sleep for longer periods of time, the more healing takes place. And it's happening and we don't even have to know it. And that's why things like yoga nidra are great practices to do, because it puts you into this consciousness state while giving you some really good rest that will allow for the body to physically be rejuvenated, and that moves up the line energetically, mentally, emotionally, intuitively, and spiritually. That's why a lot of times if we're feeling really stressed in the evening about something and we just have to sleep on it and allow rest to take place, we find solutions to things the next day. And we feel better.
Yeah.
Sleep goes a long way. It is not underrated. And when I talk about sleep, I'm talking about natural sleep, not medication-induced sleep. So,
yeah. I'm sorry, people in the United States, we don't
sleep.
We've been told that sleep is, an afterthought, and you need to work harder and you need to work longer. And that doesn't happen in a lot of other countries, and we are suffering because of it.
We are.
I see it in students a lot, or used to see
And
it
it
in
starts
students.
so young.
Very young. We're going to jam you up with all these activities, because once you get in the working world, you've got to, spend all your time doing all these activities and carting your kids around all these activities. And I see we have some terrible sleepers, high school age.
And it's a trickle down effect. If you don't get proper sleep, then you don't have a clear mind. You cannot make good decisions. Big mistakes can get made, and that costs people time, money, resources, all of this. And so you wonder why. And that has a trickle down effect on like how we interact with one another, how we decide on laws, how we make money, it has so many implications.
Yeah.
So go to bed.
Go to bed. Number 8, dis-ease comes when the energy intelligence that directs the body's rejuvenation and regeneration process is blocked. Yep. So that's basically what we were just talking about.
Yes. It really goes hand in glove with sleep. We become diseased when we do not have enough rejuvenation and regeneration time. You got to get rest. And this is a great season to do it.
Yeah.
It's getting darker. Get your bear hibernation on. Do the thing.
Yeah. Number 9, blockages in the flow of energy intelligence result in the breeding grounds for dis-ease and disability. And that's why we say these things, dis-ease, because you're out of ease, and disability, you're out of the ability. Psychological stress creates blockages in the normal flow of the channels. Without the energy intelligence necessary for proper functioning of any area of the body, dis-ease, discomfort, and illness take hold.
Yep. When we have blockage, it results in dis-ease and disability. So part of our task, and this is why we always do the 5 Koshik wellness check-in. If there is a blockage anywhere along the path, it will eventually lead to a state of dis-ease. If physically there is a blockage that blocks our energetic selves, blocks our mental, emotional stuff, and it just goes up the food chain. So, and it's not to say that it's possible to not have blockage. We are all going to have blockage. We live in a world that causes blockage. I mean, that's just how it is. But having practices in place that are pretty basic will prevent 85 to 90% of it. And it goes back to what the gentleman at Mind Pump said. Eat nutritive, dense food. Maintain a healthy body weight. Exercise regularly at moderate intensity. Prioritize your sleep. Manage your stress by gaining purpose in your life, whatever that is. Foster those good social connections and relationships. Don't do drugs or alcohol, and always keep learning. Those are the basic things that will help you prevent blockages, which will eventually prevent you from being in a state of dis-ease or disability.
Yeah.
So I love how these two sunk up.
Yes.
So good.
Very well.
Folks, consciousness model, the way to be, do the thing, regulate your energy, because eventually that will lead to longevity, and it will lead to very clear purpose in your life and connection to that divine source or that unified field.
Yeah. And hopefully we can raise collective consciousness.
Yes.
If people do that. So I would say for...
What's the try this, not that, sister?
I would say for this one, you had 8 steps and 9 consciousness model. Out of those 8, pick one. Like to focus on. If you feel like you do, 1, 2, 3 of them fairly well, pick a new one that maybe you don't do so well. Maybe your sleep isn't that great. Maybe you need to eat more whole foods. Like, we do not want you to just take all of them and say, do all of it, because we know you're not going to. So just...
It's impossible.
Yeah. So just pick one that you feel like you're really lacking in and really try to do that instead of just saying, oh, well, I do enough of them. Fine.
Right.
So I don't really need to do the others.
Perfect them, master them. Create a routine for yourself so that these simple practices that the gentleman at Mind Pump talked about inform and influence your Koshik body and your level of consciousness. These two are intimately connected. One of them being the actions, the other being the results of those actions. So,
Yeah.
And really the truth bomb out of all of this is, we say this all the time in our lineage. You are infinite, eternal, and whole right now. There is nothing wrong with you. Maybe you're experiencing some dis-ease. Maybe you are experiencing some disability. Do the simple practices, do the dinacharya, which is basically these practices that we have on our website. If you go to the resource section of our website, download the dinacharya and start working on those. You will then be able to experience on a spiritual level your infinity, your eternity, and your wholeness.
Love it.
Anything else?
Nope. That's it.
All right, friends, you are fabulous. Infinite, eternal, and whole. Go into the day, the week, the month knowing that. We are so happy that you joined us today. We are very close to 250 subscribers on our YouTube channel. If you could share with a friend, a family member, a good colleague, somebody you love, somebody you don't love, that maybe could really benefit from our podcast, please ask them to subscribe to our YouTube channel where our podcast exists. We're also on Spotify as well as Apple Podcasts, but we're really trying to push YouTube right now. We want to get to 250 subscribers, and we're at 225 right now, so we're super close. We would so appreciate that. Come to Costa Rica. Look on our website, do the things, enjoy, come and spend time with us. You will not regret it. And on behalf of both of us today, Jai Bhagwan, and as always, may your soul be victorious.
Is life hard? Yeah, it's really fucking hard. And you can also have the life it is that you want. You just got to work for it.